What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Odd Shopper channel. My name is Mike, better known as Narco Cop on Twitter, and I'm here to give you UFC 284 best bets. Before moving on to our best bets, I would like to tell you to hit a like and subscribe to this channel. So once you subscribe, hit that notification button so you can get all the videos from our channel, all sports markets, some great minds here. So please hit that notification button and get notified for all our videos here in the Odd Chopper channel. Before I move on, I do also want to talk about last week's recap, and we went 2-1 again. Overall, 4-2 on the two videos here on the Odd Chopper channel, and we are looking to keep it rolling here. Also, I do give out a bunch of other plays that are not on these best bet videos in the Discord channel. So be sure to hit the link down below. You will get half off your first week, and you also get other great markets, NBA, NHL. There's some great betting minds in there, sharp bettors. So you can get everything there. Hit that link down below, get the first week half off, and get all my picks for UFC 284 in the Discord channel. For the first pick of the night, it is my favorite dog on this card. It is in the Shainis versus Jack Jenkins fight. And Jack Jenkins is a Dana White's Contender Series coming in his first fight in the UFC, going up against Shainis, who already has one fight in the UFC via short notice versus a young prospect in Sadiq Youssef. And here he gets to face the newcomer in the UFC in Jack Jenkins. Jack Jenkins, 10-2 record. In his two losses, he has been submitted, but he is on a current winning streak. All his fights that he has won outside of the Dana White's Contender Series have been in the Australia regional scene. So his opponents have been a little bit of a low level. And in that Dana White's Contender Series fight, I wasn't very impressed with him against a guy in Linares, who in my opinion is mediocre at best as a fighter. Here, he faces a guy in Shainis who has fought in the 155-pound weight class against much bigger guys. And here, he drops back down to the 145-pound division, where I do believe he has a wrestling advantage in this fight. Jack Jenkins is a very, very good striker, has very, very good leg kicks. But when it comes to the wrestling, I do see a little weakness there. I do think that Shainis is going to be the stronger fighter of the two. Shainis does throw very hard on the feet, but he's throwing very hard so he can get closer to you, so he can get in the clinch, get a takedown, get on top. And he does have some pretty good ground and pound. I think he's going to be the overall stronger guy here. So for my first pick, I do like the dog here in Shainis at plus 300. It can be had on FanDuel. Very good play here. I do think the line is off by a good bit. For my second pick of the night, it is my favorite prop of this card, and that is in the Kleydson Rodrigues versus Shannon Ross fight. And I like Kleydson Rodrigues here inside the distance, plus 125, can be had on BetMGM. And in this fight, Kleydson Rodrigues has already one fight in the UFC where he lost via a very close decision to CJ Vergara. And Kleydson Rodrigues, young prospect that also fought in the Dana White's Contender Series, looked very impressive there. Now is coming in to his second fight against the newcomer in Shannon Ross, who actually lost in this Dana White Contender Series, but fought very valiantly before getting knocked out. And, Dana White decided to give this guy a contract even via loss, which doesn't usually happen. So here in this fight, Shannon Ross, 33 years old, Kleydson Rodrigues, 26. These guys are fighting in the 125-pound weight division. So cutting to this weight at the 33-year-old age is very, very hard. And these guys tend to slow down the older they get in this division. And Shannon Ross has been stopped in 3 out of his 6 losses, has been dropped in all 3 of his last fights. He was dropped multiple times in his Dana White Contender Series fight. So what I have taken out from this guy is this guy likes to brawl, but he doesn't have the chin for it. He gets dropped a lot. He gets stopped. And the one thing I do see from Kleydson Rodrigues is the guy has very powerful kicks, power in his hands, very, very good jiu-jitsu game. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I think he has the advantages everywhere here in this fight. He also has the advantage in the fact that he's already fought in the UFC under the bright lights. And now he gets to face a newcomer who, to me, is very, very chinny. Gets hurt a lot in fights, got hurt very badly in his Dana White Contender Series fight, dropped multiple times. I just don't see this guy surviving in the style that he fights against a guy in Kleydson Rodrigues, who has very, very nasty kicks, very good hands, and a very good jiu-jitsu game. So with all that being said, give me the younger fighter here, the 26-year-old, who's a lot more hungrier at this point in his career. And inside the distance prop is plus 125 on BetMGM. Before I give my favorite play of the night, I do want to thank our sponsor, DraftKings. And currently, we have a promo going that will expire this Sunday. So get it while it's hot. It's depositing $5. Make that $5 bet on any market, and you get $200 in bonus bets that you can use for this very UFC 284 card. And also, you do need to be 21 or older in most states. And also, if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER or text it. For the last pick of the night, it is my favorite play on this card. It is the fight between Jamie Mullarkey and Francisco Prado. I do like the under 2.5 at minus 160 on DraftKings. And the reasoning behind that is Mullarkey, 15-5. He's been finished in 3 of his 5 losses. His opponent, 11-0, 11 finishes, all under the 2.5-minute mark. And Prado, the one thing I've noticed is he's fought all of his fights in the regional scene in South America against a very, very low level of opponents. And now he has to travel to Australia to face a UFC veteran in Mullarkey, who's the type of fighter that's kind of a kill or be killed type of fighter. He's been finished in 3 of his 5 losses, but even in some of those other fights that have gone to decision, there's been multiple moments where where there's fight-ending moments. So this fight here is very, very volatile. I do think one of these guys eventually gets stopped. It's probably going to be Prado because he is facing a guy in Mullarkey who has multiple UFC fights, is fighting in his hometown, and is just the more proven fighter here. So one way or another, I do see a finish here, under 2.5, minus 160 on DK, my favorite bet of this card. Also, I do know that everybody likes picks on the co-main event and the main event that are great fights on this UFC 284 card. But I do want to tell you guys that these lines for the co-main event and the main event on pay-per-views are probably the sharpest lines out there. So I do decide from an EV perspective that these are not very good fights to target when you are betting a very big pay-per-view card like this one. And with that being said, I do want to go to the recap of my 3 picks for tonight. It will be the dog of the night. It is Don Shainis plus 300. My favorite prop of the card, it is Kleydson Rodrigues inside the distance plus 125. And my favorite play of the card, it is Jamie Mullarkey and Francisco Prado under 2.5 rounds at minus 160. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the link down below for our premium Discord where I give all my UFC 284 plays. Also, please join us next week where I will give you my best bets for UFC Vegas 69. See you later, and let's cash those tickets.